Let's start, guys. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Ankush Thavali. Maybe most of you already aware about me that I have a YouTube channel with my own name, and we have more than 8,000, almost 9,000 subscribers are there all over the world. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the Golden Gate. Okay. Uh, most of the people that they have already aware about what is the importance of Golden Gate in Oracle DBA, right? So whenever you are showing your experience, right, obviously like there will be a lot of questions will come based on the Golden Gate as well. Apart from this, we have core DBA, but now as soon as our experience goes increase, we should have a knowledge about the Golden Gate technology, right? So by looking to this requirement only, we have organized this demo class for the Golden Gate, and from day after tomorrow we are going to start our paid training for the Golden Gate. So those who are interested for the paid training, by looking to the demo, obviously you can connect with me. Okay. So for this Golden Gate, Ashish is the instructor. Okay. So hi Ashish. I will make you host, so you can just start from your side. Okay.
Hi
Ashish will give you
Ankush.
all the introduction about himself. Yeah,
Hi
thanks Ashish.
everyone. This is Ashish Agarwal. So welcome to our Oracle Golden Gate webinar. My name is Ashish Agarwal, and I'll be delivering this session to you. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about Oracle Golden Gate. What is Oracle Golden Gate? What are different types of architecture available? And if time permits, I'll also show you quick overview about Golden Gate installation. So before starting, let me quickly introduce myself. So my name is Ashish Agarwal. I'm expert in Oracle Golden Gate and Oracle database technologies. So I have 13 plus years of training experience in Golden Gate. I have various high rated courses available related to Oracle Golden Gate, which is Oracle Golden Gate Classic Architecture, Microservices, Veridata. You'll understand what are all these when we continue during the session. So I have trained more than 4,300 plus trainees so far and taken 148 plus corporate batches in Oracle Golden Gate. And the feedback which I have received related to the training has been very good. I'm an Oracle certified professional and Oracle Golden Gate certified as well. I'm a blogger, speaker, so I have my blogs available. Along with that, I'm a speaker at a lot of user groups. Like I have presented my papers at Oracle Open World as well related to Golden Gate. I have been regular speaker at North America Oracle User Group, South of Africa Oracle User Groups. A lot of places I have been presenting my sessions webinar on Oracle Golden Gate. I conduct these webinars also regularly. So today's session agenda includes introduction to Oracle Golden Gate. So we'll start with introduction to Oracle Golden Gate. What are different types of Oracle Golden Gate architecture? So in Oracle Golden Gate architecture, you have two types of architecture, classic and microservices. So we'll discuss about what is classic architecture, what is microservices architecture, what is the difference between the two, classic and microservices architecture, and what are different components. And then we'll be discussing about Oracle Golden Gate installation, and if time permits, I'll show you the practical demo of it. So let us focus. Please keep your phone down and post any of your question which you have over the chat. You can put, or there is this form. I'll prefer you post it over chat. That's okay, and I'll answer all your question, whatever question you have. So if you have any questions, anything, post your questions in the chat window, guys. And my request is keep your phone down for next 90 minutes, and I assure you this is going to be the best session. Let us start now. So I'll give you 10 seconds. Let us start at 10 seconds. So keep your phone away. If you have anything urgent, any notification to respond, just respond and keep your phone. And we'll start. Okay. So let us start now. So Oracle Golden Gate. What and why? So first of all, let us start with what is Oracle Golden Gate. So many of you may know about it. So Oracle Golden Gate provides near real-time transactional data replication. So Golden Gate is a product which replicates the data from one site to another site. So say for example, you have site A and site B. You want to replicate the data from one site to another site. So you can use Oracle Golden Gate to do that. Now, Oracle Golden Gate, so there are many tools. So you can say Data Guard also does that. But the thing is, Oracle Golden Gate provides near real-time transactional data replication. So Oracle Golden Gate is a product which allows you to replicate the data in near real time. Guys, this term is really very important, near real time. Now, if you hear the term, I mean, if you hear this from Oracle, they may promote it as real time. But trust me, in this world, there is nothing real time. It's near real time. The reason being, it takes few seconds or few milliseconds to apply the data from one side to another side. So as soon as the transaction gets committed on source, it gets applied to target's database in near real time. Now with Golden Gate, your replication can be unidirectional, bidirectional, or multidimensional. So Golden Gate allows you to replicate the data in unidirectional environment or bidirectional or multidimensional as well. So unidirectional means one-way replication. So site A and site B you commit the data on one side, data will be replicated to other side without any issues. Bidirectional means both the sites are active and application can be connected to any of the two. So if any transaction is happening on site A, it will be replicated to site B. Similarly, whatever transactions are happening on site B, they will be replicated to site A. Or you can have multidimensional. Multidimensional means you can have multiple sites involved. Like there are 4 sites within which you want to replicate the data, maybe in bidirectional mode or unidirectional mode. Golden Gate allows you to broadcast the data. Golden Gate allows you to integrate the data from multiple sources to single target. You have those options as well. So replication can involve several sources and targets simultaneously and can be used for distributing data for backup, hot standby, auditing, reporting, warehousing, and load distribution. So with Golden Gate, you can have multiple sources and multiple targets, or you can have multiple sources or single target, or you can have single source and multiple targets. Whatever way you want to choose, whatever topology you want to choose, there are multiple topologies available with which you want to deploy Oracle Golden Gate solution in your environment. You can do that. So replication can involve several sources and targets simultaneously, and you can use this data for backup or hot standby or auditing, reporting, warehousing, load distribution, whatever you want. Okay. Now with Golden Gate, data can be replicated as it is, or replicated data may be edited, transformed, split into different distributions, have metadata added or filtered. So you can, with Golden Gate, the advantage is you can replicate the data as is without any data filtration and transformation. So one of the major thing with Golden Gate is it supports data filtration and transformation. So data filtration means, say for example, on source you have 10 schemas, on target you have 5 schemas. You want to replicate the data of only 5 schemas. It is possible. Along with that, there are in each schema there are 100 tables. You want to replicate the data of only 10 tables. You can do that. Along with that, if you want to go at row level as well, you can do that filtration as well. Along with that, Golden Gate can allow you to transform the data. By transformation, we mean that, say for example, on source, you have a table, department table, employee table with 2 columns, salary and commission. However, on target, you have only 1 column, salary, and you want that the combination of salary and commission column from source should be replicated to target salary column. So you can transform the data as per your requirement. Along with that, both DDL and DDLs may be replicated using Oracle Golden Gate. So Golden Gate support DML as well as DDL replication. So Golden Gate is available for heterogeneous as well as homogeneous database. So Golden Gate supports your Oracle as well as non-Oracle databases as well. Along with that, Golden Gate can replicate the data from Oracle to, means you can have any source and any target. Like your source can be Oracle, target can be SQL Server. Golden Gate can replicate the data. Or your source can be DB2, target is SQL Server. Golden Gate can replicate the data without any issue. So the best advantage with Golden Gate is it supports heterogeneous databases as well. So who should learn Oracle Golden Gate? So if you're DBA, apps DBA, any Oracle or non-Oracle database administrator, if you're working as PL skill developer, or if you're working as data architect, technologists responsible for data replication should be learning. High availability data technologists should be learning. Cloud migration. So nowadays this cloud migration is in boom. Like a lot of organizations, they are migrating their on-prem database to cloud. So to migrate it, you should first of all design. So that's why it is very important to learn Oracle Golden Gate. Why learn Golden Gate? So Golden Gate is used by almost top banks, telecoms, and large enterprises with big budgets, so higher paid jobs. So if you're looking for higher paid job, learn Golden Gate. Today, employers expect DBS developers to know more than one task, and Golden Gate is niche and in demand skill. So still, Golden Gate is niche and in demand skill. With cloud implementation, customer want real-time replication or zero downtime migration from on-prem to cloud or cloud to on-prem. So this is one of the most common thing which is going on. Like Golden Gate is a licensed product. It's a separately licensed product. So many a time, like one of the question which is being posted over here is Golden Gate a licensed product? Yes, Golden Gate is a separate licensed product. How much does it cost? Now, let me tell you guys one thing here. Remember one thing, the product is owned by Oracle. So if you have any cost related questions related to the product, like how much CPU, how much cost it golden gate Golden Gate possesses, or if you have, say for example, 2 CPU, how much Golden Gate will cost, or if you have 10 CPUs, how much Golden Gate will cost. So any cost related stuff related to Golden Gate, I would pass on that question to Oracle. Talk to your Oracle account manager, and they will be better guide you, because see, the product is owned by Oracle, and it completely depends on your relation with Oracle as well, how much you want to they want to charge from you, or how much the cost of product should be. Okay, so if you have any question, anything related to the product, talk to Oracle. But yeah, Golden Gate right now and nowadays is very much being used for cloud implementation. Like as I told you, Golden Gate is a separately licensed product. Now what organizations do is they are buying the licenses of Oracle Golden Gate for limited period of time, like 3 months or 6 months, and they use Oracle Golden Gate for migration purpose. And once migration is done, they'll release the license. So that costs less, and apart from that, it allows them to migrate the database without any downtime. So when you are migrating the database, say for example from on-prem to cloud, and you have 100 GB, 1 terabyte of data, 2 terabyte of data, or even 100 GB of data. The consider the scenario of telecom. Say for example, you have a connection of Vodafone. Now, if Vodafone database is down, say for example for 10 minutes, during that 10 minutes, customers are not able to pay the bills. They're not able to recharge the account. They're not able to call. They are making the call, but because their database is down, the balance or the amount which they need to get billed is not getting added to their monthly bill. Do you understand how much loss Vodafone is going to have? So that is why Golden Gate organizations buy the licenses of Oracle Golden Gate for zero downtime while upgrading. Because see, cloud is boom. Cloud is next. Means cloud is not next, but cloud is right now booming. And definitely after 10 years, 5 to 10 years, you will see all the data will be there on cloud. And Golden Gate is one of the best way to replicate the data. So Golden Gate, the best part with Golden Gate is it works with data. So it has nothing to worry. You don't have anything to worry whether it is on-prem or cloud. So the way Golden Gate works for on-prem database, in the same way it works for cloud database without any issues. Still, even if the data will move to cloud, still the replication needs to be there, because see, again in cloud, say for example, your data is currently in North America region, and due to some region or due to some maintenance, cloud is not available. So in that case, you will have to switch to some other region, and data should be available in that particular region, right? So that is why replication is always there to stay. So So also DBS developers and architects can set apart by upskill, stay ahead in career and better paid job in Oracle Golden Gate. So you must have seen like all 95% of DBA jobs nowadays, they need Oracle Golden Gate. Oracle Golden Gate is must know technology nowadays. Also, when you have Golden Gate in your resume, it basically stands out your resume. Another thing I'll tell you, around I think last year when cloud was introduced, I received, you won't believe, I was receiving almost 50 to 100 messages per day. One day I received 300 messages if I include my LinkedIn, email, YouTube, everywhere. If I combine those, like people, and almost this happened for almost 30 to 40 days. Like everyone was asking, with the introduction of cloud, is DBA going to be redundant? With introduction of cloud, is there any need of DBA? Should we switch our domain? Should we move to some other technology? My answer at that time and today still remains same, guys. Whenever you want to remain, whenever you don't want to be redundant, in that case, keep upskilling yourself. Learn new technologies. See, I'll tell you one thing. If there are 100 people in an organization, which is common practice, if there are 100 people in an organization, every year you will see minimum 20% new faces every day. Nowadays, because of COVID, everyone is working from home. So nowadays, you must be hearing new voices. I should say, instead of seeing new face, now you must be hearing new voices. Like so, 20% either means, I'm not talking about attrition, like those who voluntarily resign. I'm talking about the people who organization get rid of. So why do you think those 20% are shown pink slip? The reason being, they're not upskilling yourself. See, as long as you can show your organization your value, as long as you can show that you are useful, see, you have to ensure you are in the pack, means like if out of 100 you should be at least within the range of top 50, right? So for that you need to upskill, you need to at least ensure that you are better than remaining 50, right? So to do that you need to upskill yourself every day. Keep learning new technologies day by day. Whether learn Golden Gate is one of them, of course. If you are DBA, if you have already learned that, then go to different things. If you can show your value to any organization, you will always be there. You don't have to worry ever. That's what. So my suggestion at that time was also same, and today also my suggestion remains same. Even after 5 years or 10 years, this will remain same. Even, see, I understand there are a lot of automation. Even, in fact, those of you who have worked in 9i, and those of you who have worked on 12c, 18c, or 19c, you can see a lot of things have been automated now. Means when I started my career with 9i Oracle, and then 10c, 10G Oracle as well. So during that time, I used to do a lot of things manually, like backup, restore, everything was manual. But with the introduction of, in fact, from 11G itself, it was a lot of things automated. And then 12C and 19C, they are like, and in fact, 21C Oracle database is like too good. But the thing is, still, manual intervention is needed. I understand. Earlier, if 10 people were needed for the task, now you only need 3 or 4 people. But the thing is, those 3 and 4 people are there not because they have the knowledge. See, organization, in fact, when you go for interview, organization means it's the human who is taking interview. So when I take interview of any person, I don't look for the knowledge. I look for the people who are ready to learn new stuff, who are ready to troubleshoot the issues, who are ready to have proper strategy in mind. That's the thing. So keep upskilling yourself, learn new technologies, read more and more, and you'll be good. So I'll again move to the technical part of the session. So we discussed about Oracle Golden Gate. So now I'll discuss about Oracle Golden Gate architecture, how Golden Gate works, how replication happens, and different type of components available with Oracle Golden Gate. So guys, still, if you have any questions, anything, post your questions in chat window and I'll answer those questions for you. Okay. Okay. So Oracle Golden Gate. So what are different types of Golden Gate architectures? So there are two types of Oracle Golden Gate architecture. One is classic architecture and second is microservices architecture. Now, how many of you have heard about this classic architecture and microservices architecture? Type in the chat window if you have heard about classic and microservices architecture. Okay. So most of the answers which I have received is like no. Okay. So yes, also I received. So I have received almost 7, 8 no and 1 yes so far I have heard. Okay. So I'll tell you about that. So there are two types of architecture in Oracle Golden Gate. One is Oracle Golden Gate classic architecture and second is microservices. So I'll give you a quick overview of Oracle Golden Gate. So Golden Gate was founded in 1995 and it was named after famous San Francisco Oracle Golden Gate Bridge. Until 2009, it was Golden Gate. In 2009, Oracle overtook it, and since then, it is known as Oracle Golden Gate. Now, from 2009 to 2017, there was only one way to configure Golden Gate, and that was through command prompt. GGSCI, if you have heard. So there was only one way to configure Golden Gate, and that was through command prompt GGSCA. From 2017, Oracle launched a new architecture of Oracle Golden Gate, which is called as Oracle Golden Gate Microservices Architecture. So until Golden Gate 12.2, there was only one way to configure setup Golden Gate. That was through command prompt GGSCA. And that was until 12.2, we call it Oracle Golden Gate. From 12.2, it is called as Oracle Golden Gate Classic Architecture. Okay. From 12.3 Golden Gate version onwards, that is, it was launched in August 2017. You have two types of architecture available, classic and microservices. So classic still remains same. It is GGSCI command prompt based architecture. It allows you to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through command prompt. From 2017, you have new architecture which is called as microservices available. So microservices architecture is available from Oracle Golden Gate 12.3 version onwards. It allows you to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through GUI. And it allows for better integration with cloud application. So now microservices architecture has been launched and things runs as a service. And apart from that, microservices allows you to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through GUI as well. It also has command prompt and it also has GUI. Until 19C, Golden Gate, microservices was available only for Oracle databases. From Golden Gate 1221C, which has been launched a month back only, Golden Gate microservices is available for few non-Oracle database like SQL Server, DB2 and other databases as well. So you have two types of architecture. One is classic architecture. Second is microservices architecture. So classic architecture is GGSCI based architecture. Microservices architecture is GUI based architecture. Along with it, it also has command prompt and things runs as a service in microservices. You must have heard a lot of new technologies are moving to microservices right now. So Golden Gate is also same. So things runs as a service over here. Okay. Now, my next question here is, does this make you, does this confuse you? Like, does anyone have this question, like with introduction of microservices, classic no longer, sorry, integrated is no longer supported? Does anyone have that question? Have you heard about that classic and integrated? Anyone? Okay. Okay. So, guys, there are different types of extracts and replicates available in Oracle Golden Gate. So if that confuse you, just to let you know, under classic architecture, you have different types of extracts and replicates, like classic extract, integrated extract, classic replicate, integrated replicate. So in classic and integrated are also type of extracts and replicates. So overall, these are the architecture, which is classic architecture and microservices architecture. Under classic architecture, you have different types of extracts and replicates. So similarly, under microservices, you have different types of extracts and replicates. So there are two types of extracts, classic and integrated, which is available in both classic and microservices. So you can choose any to configure Oracle Golden Gate if it's supported in classic or microservices architecture. Okay. Now there is one more product in Oracle Golden Gate family, which is called as Oracle Golden Gate Veridata. How many of you have heard about Veridata? Okay. Okay. So Veridata, there is one more product in Golden Gate family, which is called as Veridata. Now this product right now is in boom. It is really getting very popular due to these cloud migrations going on. So upon migration, organizations want to confirm whether their data is in sync or not. Whether their data is in sync or not. Like, so this Veridata is getting very popular. So what is Veridata? So Veridata, as the name suggests, it verifies the data. So Veridata is used to find data discrepancies between two objects, and it can repair those discrepancies as well for you. So Veridata, say for example, on source, you have 10,000 records in a table. On target, you have 9,000 records. So there is that discrepancy of 1,000 records, right? So what Veridata can do for you is, it can identify the discrepant records for you, that is those missing 1,000 records, and it can repair those discrepancies as well for you. So if there is any discrepancy, it can repair those discrepancies as well for you. Veridata, as I told you, now why it is getting very popular, because organizations want to find upon migration what is the data discrepancy between source and target. So upon migration, they will run the Veridata check and they will understand whether all the data is available between source and target. Apart from that, Golden Gate certification, if you're looking to be Golden Gate certified, Golden Gate certification contains 10 to 15% of questions from Golden Gate Veridata. Okay. So let us now discuss about what is Oracle Golden Gate Classic architecture, and then we'll discuss about microservices architecture. So this will show how Golden Gate works. So Oracle Golden Gate architecture, how it looks like. So you have source database and you have target database. So remember, source database can be any Oracle or any supported non-Oracle database. Similarly, target database can be Oracle or any other supported database, heterogeneous database. So each database has its own transaction logs. By transaction logs, we mean that whatever changes you make to the database, those changes are stored in the transaction log. So in case of Oracle, those transaction logs are called as redo logs, or backup of redo logs, which are called as archive logs. In case of SQL Server or MySQL, those are called as transaction logs. So in transaction logs, whatever changes are being made to the database, those changes are recorded. So say for example, you made any change, application is connected to source database. Now you made any change to the table. That change will be recorded into transaction log of the database. Now, as soon as that transaction is committed, Golden Gate capture process will capture the committed transaction as they occur by reading the transaction logs. So whatever transactions happens are committed, Golden Gate captures those. So remember, your transaction logs can contain committed as well as uncommitted transactions. But Golden Gate capture process is only going to capture the committed transactions. As soon as those transactions are captured, it will write them to the trail file on local machine. So the trail file will reside, so Golden Gate trail files will reside on the operating system hard disk. So trail file will reside on the local machine. So capture process will capture those. It needs, so whatever data it has captured, it needs to store it somewhere. So it stores it in the local trail. As soon as the transaction is stored in local trail, there is Golden Gate data pump process which reads the data out of your local trail, sends it over TCP IP network, and writes them to the remote trail. Once the data is available into remote trail, Golden Gate replicate process will read the data out of your remote trail and will apply it to target database. So, so capture process is going to capture the data, committed transactions from the source database, write them to the local trail. Once the data is available into local trail, data pump process will read the data out of your local trail, sends it over TCP IP network and writes it to remote trail. And once the data is available into remote trail, Golden Gate replicate process is, or delivery process is going to apply it to target database. So this capture process is also called as extract process. If you have heard about extract and replicate, just to let you know, this capture process, because it does the extraction part, it is called as extract. Delivery process, because it delivers the data to the target database, it is called as replicate process. So during the training or during this session, if I use the term extract or replicate, it means that I'm talking about capture. So extract is the term which is used interchangeably for capture, and delivery is the term which is used interchangeably for delivery process. So capture, I again repeat, so this architecture, though it seems simple, guys, but let me tell you one thing. If you have understood this architecture, like we say with Oracle database as well, if you have understood Oracle database architecture, 50% of Oracle database issues you can resolve. Same thing with Golden Gate. If you understood this architecture, you can troubleshoot, configure, manage Golden Gate. So whenever you have to set up Oracle Golden Gate, this architecture will come into picture. Whenever you have to troubleshoot any issue, this architecture will come into picture. Golden Gate works according to this architecture always. So capture process, again I repeat quickly, capture process captures the data, write it to local trail. Data pump process reads the data from local trail, sends it over TCP IP network and writes it to remote trail, and delivery process applied to target database. As I told you, Golden Gate works in bidirectional environment. So bidirectional is nothing but two-way unidirectional. So bidirectional, so this is unidirectional replication we discussed, and bidirectional is both the sites will be live. That is, application can be connected to site A as well as site B. So whatever transactions are happening on site B, they will be replicated to site A. Similarly, whatever transactions are happening on site A, they will be replicated to site B. So guys, remember one thing, bidirectional, as I told, is nothing but two-way unidirectional with some consideration. Okay, so whatever transactions are happening on site B, those transactions will be replicated to site A using Oracle Golden Gate. So what happens? Whatever transactions are happening on site B, it will have its own transaction logs. So capture process or extract process will read the data, capture the committed transaction, write it to local train on site B. Once the data is available on site B, local trail, the data pump process will send it over site A remote trail, As soon as data becomes available into remote trail on site A, the replicate process on site A will apply it to site A database. Now, if you see here, guys, each process in Golden Gate, there are three Golden Gate process involved in this replication: capture process, pump process, and delivery process. Each process has a source to read from and a target to write to. So capture process source is transaction logs of database. Target is local trail. Pump process source is local trail. Target is remote trail. Delivery process source is remote trail. Target is target database. So each process in Golden Gate has a source to read from and a target to write. And each process in Golden Gate is independent of each other. Another thing, guys, this is one of the common misconception, that pump process transfer the trail file over the network. That's not correct. Golden Gate pump process transfers the data in the trail file over the TCP/IP network. That is why it is near real time. So as soon as transaction comes over here, pump process can read it and write it to remote trail on target. Okay. So as I told, there are two types of architecture, two types of extracts available. One is classic and second is integrated. So in classic capture, the classic extract reads the data directly from the transaction logs. In integrated capture, there is one more layer in between, which is called as uh, log miner database, and then log miner passes on those changes to the extract process. So that I'll be discussing not now. I'll be discussing during the training. This is the integrated capture architecture because this is more internal to Oracle Golden Gate. So what are the different components available with Oracle Golden Gate classic architecture? Now you have seen there are three processes over here: capture, pump, and delivery process. Along with that, in Golden Gate environment, there is one more process which is called as manager process. So manager process, as the name suggests, it manages the Oracle Golden Gate environment. So manager process manages the Oracle Golden Gate environment. So you have five processes, three processes over here. Along with that, you have trail files, local trail and remote trail. So manager process manages this complete environment. So you don't see manager in this architecture, but each Golden Gate environment has a manager process. So let me quickly show you how this classic architecture looks like. So this is the classic architecture. So I've already won a Golden Gate installation of Oracle Golden Gate. I've already won Golden Gate installation. So this is the Golden Gate home, which I have. Now to log into Oracle Golden Gate, as I told you have GGSCI, right? So if I have to log into Golden Gate environment, I'll do /GGSCI. So this is GGSCI. When I do info all, these are the processes which are there in my environment. So this is Oracle Golden Gate classic architecture. Now, how do I know this is classic architecture? Anyone? How do I know this is classic architecture? Anyone would like to answer? Correct. So this is the GGSCI. So because it's GGSCI, GGSCI stands for Golden Gate Software Command Interface, Command Line Interface. So it's a command from GGSCA. That's why it is classic architecture. Okay. Okay. One question is, what happened when transferring the data? What happened to transferring the data if network fails? That is a very good question. Okay. Now suppose if your network fails between source and target. Now pump process is responsible for sending the data over target. Okay. Now, if your network fails in between, pump process will go down. Now, remember one thing, the best advantage with Golden Gate is Golden Gate ensures data integrity. By data integrity, we mean that it ensures that there is zero data loss in the environment. There is zero data loss in your environment. So say for example, even if while the data transfer network fails, the pump process will stop and it will save until what point it has sent the data to target. And then it will resume from the same point. Once the network resumes, it will resume from the same point where it was stopped at, ensuring zero data loss. Yes, I agree. If there is network delay, there the replication will stop and it won't be near real time anymore. But Golden Gate ensures. But as soon as the network is up, it will ensure that data gets replicated without any issues and without any data issue. So data is stored in this trail file, and there are checkpoint files available where it stores the information about up till which point it has processed the data. So let us now quickly discuss about different components of Oracle Golden Gate. So different components of Oracle Golden Gate includes manager process, extract process, replicate process, trail files, extract pump process, and server collector process. So we have already seen about we have already seen about extract, replicate, and trail files, right? Now manager process I already discussed. Pump process we have already discussed. Now there is one more process which is called as server collector process. What's that? So in Golden Gate architecture, if you see here, collector process is a background process which runs on the target machine. So pump process, how does pump process works first of all? Let me quickly give you a brief overview. So pump process sends the data over TCP/IP network. Now pump process establishes the connectivity with target manager. Pump process establishes the connectivity with target manager. Once the connectivity is established, pump is able to send the data to the target database. How? Let me tell you. So once the network connectivity is established, so your target manager, so each Golden Gate installation has its own manager. So when you are sending the data from source to target, in that case, you will have two managers, one on source and one on target. Now, pump process, it establishes the connectivity with target manager. As soon as the connectivity is established, there is the background collector process which which the target manager starts, and pump process then sends the data. When it sends the data over TCP/IP network, collector process, which is background process, it collects the data which is being sent by source pump and writes it to remote. So these are the 6 components of Oracle Golden Gate. Classic architecture: manager process, extract process, replicate process, trail files, pump process, and collector process. Now let us discuss about microservices architecture. So let me quickly show you microservices environment first, and then I'll quickly discuss about this. So microservices architecture, as I told, it is GUI based architecture. Also, it has command prompt. So one thing let me tell you guys is, from 21C Oracle Golden Gate, classic architecture is deprecated. It's not desupported. There is difference between deprecated and desupport. So with deprecate, it means that no new feature will be introduced with classic architecture. So with 21C, it is kind of deprecated, you can consider. So microservices is future of Oracle Golden Gate. So this is how microservices. So I showed you this classic architecture, right? This is microservices. So sorry, this is classic. This is microservices architecture. So microservices, you have a login page, login over here. And once you log in, you will see this. So microservices has different components like admin server, distribution server, performance matrix server, and receiver server. So let me now discuss about microservice. When you see things, it becomes easier for you to connect. That's why I showed it to you. So microservices architecture is a new REST API based architecture. It's a REST API based architecture which enables you to something has happened to my screen. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Microservices architecture is a new REST API based architecture which enables us to configure, monitor, manage Oracle Golden Gate services using web based user interface. So it's a REST API based architecture. So Golden Gate microservices was introduced in 12CR3. So in August 2017, Oracle released two architecture. So existing architecture was renamed to classic architecture and they launched a new architecture called as microservices architecture. Lot of organizations like nowadays, what is happening is there are a lot of short-term contracts like 6 months or 3 months contracts available where organization pay you handsomely, wherein they ask you to upgrade their architecture from classic architecture to microservices architecture. Now, guys, one thing is, if you want to upgrade your existing microservices, there is no direct feature involved. There is no direct thing. You have to do a fresh install of microservices and then do a migration to new architecture if you are using classic architecture. So how microservices architecture looks like? So microservices architecture, so it's a REST API based architecture. So microservices architecture has a service manager. Under service manager, so you see this is service manager. Under service manager, you have different services running like admin server, performance metric server, distribution server, and receiver server. Under admin server, you configure Golden Gate extracts or replicates. So your Golden Gate extracts and replicates resides under administration server. Then classic architecture data pump has been replaced with distribution server in microservices architecture. So in microservices, you no longer have data pump. However, you have distribution server, which distributes the data. Then classic architecture collector process has been replaced with receiver server in microservices architecture. So what happens in classic? Data pump establishes the connectivity with collector process. However, in microservices, distribution server, while distributing the data from source to target, it establishes the connectivity with target receiver server, where receiver server receives the data. Okay. So you have four services present in microservices: administration server, performance metric server, distribution server, and receiver server. So under administration server, you configure Golden Gate extracts and replicate process. So extract process, so under admin, so let me show it to you. So this is the microservices architecture. You can see this extract process and replicate processes being present over here. So under administration server, you configure Golden Gate extract and replicates. Then under distribution server, you configure Golden Gate distribution paths. Then you have performance metric server. So performance metric server is the new feature which has been introduced in 12.3 Golden Gate, which provides you the performance related metrics of Oracle Golden Gate environment. It is really very useful, huge addition to Oracle Golden Gate. And then there is a receiver server which receives the data. So Under admin server, you configure Golden Gate extract process, which captures the committed transaction and writes the data to local trail. Once the data is available into local trail file, the distribution path under distribution server reads the changes, sends it over TCP/IP network, where receiver server receives it and writes it to remote trail. And once the data is available into remote trail, the replicate process will apply to target data. So the components of microservices architecture includes administration server. So first of all, it's service manager. So service manager is the basically watchdog for all the services. Under service manager, you have admin server, receiver server, distribution server, and performance metrics. So service manager is watchdog of all the services. Admin server is used to administer Oracle Golden Gate environment. So this is where you troubleshoot issues, configure Golden Gate processes. Distribution server distributes the data. Receiver server receives the data. Performance metric server allows you to manage the performance metrics of Oracle Golden Gate environment. So this is how your mm, environment looks like. This is what I showed you. Okay. Okay. So now let us discuss about Oracle Golden Gate installation. How do you install Oracle Golden Gate? Now, to install Oracle Golden Gate, before you proceed to install Oracle Golden Gate, ensure to check the certification matrix of Oracle Golden Gate. Guys, one thing which I have noticed before we proceed to install any product like Golden Gate or any product, we just use the latest version without checking the certification metrics to confirm whether it supports our environment, whether it supports our database, whether it supports the platform. So to get all that information, like 21C is latest, or if you want to use 19C, 21C is latest, guys, but and I am not using it right now. The reason being it's a new version. Whenever I have seen it's the latest version, kind of 1 or 2 months old, I tend not to use it at the starting because it is kind of initially there may be this is my personal experience. I won't say it, you also may have encountered the same, but when it is new, there are few here and there ifs and buts which are there with the product. So I don't use means I my immediate suggestion would be wait for at least 2 3 4 months to use this that 21C Golden Gate. So I would say about 19C right now. So whatever version you want to use, always ensure you are checking the certification metrics to download the correct version which is certified with platform and database. Once you have checked the certification metrics, then download the Golden Gate software from OTN or edelivery.oracle.com. Once downloaded, then proceed to install. So you can install Oracle Golden Gate through GUI, or you can do silent installation as well. So let me quickly show you how to install Oracle Golden Gate. So I have already downloaded the Oracle Golden Gate environment, Oracle Golden Gate software. So these are the virtual boxes which I use, and also I'll be sharing with the training. /home/oracle/software. So binaries for classic architecture of microservices or very data. These are separate binaries. So when I share the VMs with you, you will also get these binaries. So Oracle Golden Gate 19C, let us go with classic, OGG_classic. So when you see this, you will see that zipped. So let us quickly unzip it. So once unzipped, so the Golden Gate software, by default, it comes under zipped format. So run the unzip command to unzip it. So okay, so unzip has happened. So if you see, it has unzipped it to this location. So I'll go to FBO then go to disk 1, and then run the run installer. So guys, before that, you definitely need to ensure you have sufficient CPU, you have sufficient disk space, and sufficient privilege to the user should be granted. So this is all we discussed during the training. Right now I'm going to show you how to do installation, how the installation happens with Oracle Golden Gate. Now run the run installer. So you see this run installer part, you need to run this run installer. So ensure your display is set if you are doing GUI installation. So now I'll run installer. So it will do some temp space check, swap space check. Also, it will check your display. Once it is done, the GUI will be displayed. OUI, Oracle Universal Installer, will be displayed. Okay. So do you see this? So when you install this 19C, it asks for which database you want to install this Oracle Golden Gate for. So in 21C, there is change. Like it's a unified build support. So it doesn't ask you for this information. So when you are installing 19C or prior to 19C, it asks you for which database you want to use this Oracle Golden Gate installation for. So if it is Oracle database 12C, so I have database 12C over here. So I'll select this option. So select the correct version. If you're not selecting the correct version, your Golden Gate won't work because it uses the library files. So click on next. Next is it asks you to provide the location where you want to install this Oracle Golden Gate. So let us install this Oracle Golden Gate under /home/Oracle. Let me create one directory /u01/app/gg_demo. Sorry, I'll have to create u01/app mkdir_gg_demo. So I'll install Golden Gate under u01 app gg_demo. So I'll install Golden Gate over there. Also, it asks for if you don't want to choose, just uncheck this box. It is not a mandatory step, but you can do that. So when you install Golden Gate, it asks for the Oracle Home. So here you can provide Oracle Home, and then the manager needs a port to run on. So it could be any port. Just ensure it is open. So I'll provide, say for example, 8080 port number. Click on next. Ensure nothing else is running on the port specified, and then verify this summary. And if everything is okay, you can do that. Similarly, you can save the response file if you want to do the silent installation. So I can install it. So another advantage of using the silent installation, sorry, the saving the response file is, say for example, you want to use the same responses as being used in dev to prod while deploying the code to production, or so in that case you can directly copy this file. So that helps in that way as well. So installation of Golden Gate will be done quickly. It won't take more than 2 to 3 minutes. So what are the options to install Oracle Golden Gate? How do you decide where do you install Golden Gate? So you can install Golden Gate on local machine. So you must have heard the term hub as well. How many of you have heard the term Golden Gate hub? Or do you have any question related to Golden Gate hub? Type in the chat window if you have. Have you heard about hub, guys? No answer means I should consider it as no or yes. I'm not sure. Okay. So I have received few responses as no. Okay. Okay. I'll give you quick overview about hub. Okay. So the installation of Oracle Golden Gate is successful. Now, if you want to log in, so we created this directory. So if you see this under this Golden Gate home, this is Golden Gate home basically. Under this Golden Gate home, you can see different binaries being present. To log into Golden Gate, do /ggsci. To see what all processes are there, you can do info all. So you see this manager process by default it comes, and because we chose to start the manager during installation, our manager is ready. So now, so we have installed Golden Gate on local machine to the database. So there are multiple options to install Oracle Golden Gate. Like you can install Golden Gate on local machine, or you can install Golden Gate on intermediate machine, or that is on remote machine to the database. So when Golden Gate is installed on the same machine as of database, it is called as local deployment. However, when Golden Gate is installed on local remote machine other than database, it is called as remote deployment. So when Golden Gate is installed on same machine for capture and apply, it is called as local capture and local apply. Now there is another option you can use for Golden Gate as a hub. So Golden Gate as a hub means, say for example, you have 100 databases. Now one option is you do for local capture and local apply, you do 100 Golden Gate installation on all 100 servers. So you have 100 servers and 100 databases. So if you want to go with local capture and local apply, you will have to do 100 Golden Gate installation. Another option is you choose any of those 100 servers, or choose any another server, 101st server for example, intermediate server, install Oracle Golden Gate on that particular server. Install Oracle Golden Gate on that particular server, and that server will be used to capture the data and apply the data. So basically it is called as hub because multiple sources, that one Golden Gate installation can capture the data from multiple source databases, and it can apply the data to multiple target databases. So Golden Gate as a hub is right now getting very popular. See, it becomes easier to manage when Golden Gate is in hub. For best performance, guys, it is always recommended to go with local capture and local apply. But in hub, the advantage is you have only one Golden Gate installation to manage. Apart from that, this Golden Gate microservices is promoting this hub a lot because you have everything under one roof. You have everything under one roof. So you can configure Golden Gate processes under one roof, and it will help you in managing Golden Gate environment easily. So you either do local installation or you can do remote installation. You can set up Golden Gate as a hub as well. So how data flow in Oracle Golden Gate? Oracle log files are read by extract process, capturing any required data for replication. So whatever log file means, redo logs or archive logs. In case of other databases, those are called as transaction logs. Once it captures the committed transactions, so it writes it to trail file. Once the data is available in the trail file, data pump reads the trail files and carries out any mapping and conversion required to the data. Then data pump transfers the data from trail file from source system to target system, where it is written by collector process to remote trail. Then replicate process read the trail file, applies any mapping and conversion, and apply the data to target database using SQL statements. So these are different types of extracts and replicates available. So different types of extracts and replicates available are integrated extract, which is available from Oracle Golden Gate 11.204, and classic extract. Different types of replicates which are available are non-integrated or classic replicate, integrated replicate, which is available from Golden Gate 12.1, coordinated replicate, which was introduced in 12.2, and from Golden Gate 12.3, it's parallel replicate, which has been introduced. So parallel replicate is of two types: parallel non-integrated and parallel integrated. Okay. Then there is Golden Gate on OCI as well. So Golden Gate is now also available on OCI marketplace as well. So you can either use Golden Gate on on-prem or OCI marketplace as well. So now it is not available for free until May 2020. It was available as free. So Golden Gate on, see, the thing with the best part with Golden Gate is you can use Golden Gate either on marketplace or on-prem. The way Golden Gate works always remains. Only difference is when it is on-prem, you have to do the installation. However, when it is marketplace, it's an on-prem server, it will be pre-installed. You just have to provision Oracle Golden Gate on marketplace and it will be pre-installed. You don't have to do the installation exercise. However, management, etc., it will be in the same way, just like we discussed. Any question from anyone? If you want to unmute yourself and ask the question, you can do that. Or if you want to post in the chat window, you can post in the chat window as well. Let me quickly give you brief overview of 21C new features. Anyways, we'll be discussing a lot on that during training. But just to give you the brief overview, I have prepared the list. So I thought it would be good if you know. So Oracle, the release of Oracle Golden Gate 21C is available with microservices architecture for databases other than Oracle. So until 19C, microservices was available only for Oracle, but now it is available for non-Oracle database. Then Oracle database unified build support as well is there. Like I showed you, when 19C you install, it asks for which type of Oracle database you want to install this Oracle Golden Gate for. But with 21C, it is no longer needed. I think this thing would be more clearer to you when you learn Golden, means when you are more well to do with Golden Gate. So I'll skip this slide for now. So few features, like other features are there, like automatic extract of tables in feature is introduced with supplemental logging is supported. Autonomous database extract is supported. So autonomous database is Oracle autonomous database we are talking about. So far only apply to autonomous database was supported, but now from 21C onwards, extraction from autonomous database is also supported. So I offer courses on all these three courses: Oracle Golden Gate Classic Architecture, Oracle Golden Gate Microservices, and Oracle Golden Gate Veridata. Guys, I regularly upgrade my course content. So right now it's on 19C. As I told you, 21C, I have not upgraded the course content. Means I will upgrade it soon. But the thing is, I personally test it first, and it is new. And right now I'm means few testing are in progress at my personal end. Until I'm sure myself about it that it is completely, like, it won't give you much bug and it is error free and it is good to go, then I'll introduce 21C. Right now course is on 19C. Everything is latest in 19C. Whatever features are there, everything is discussed. Like I have upgraded the course content a lot, like bidirectional auto CDR, performance metric server, parallel replicate, everything has been introduced. So Oracle Golden Gate Classic Architecture and Oracle Golden Gate Microservices Architecture, and then Veridata. So you can extract all the course content from Learnomate website as well, learnomate.org/Oracle Golden Gate. You can access that course content from there. So there are a lot of success stories and training feedbacks which I have received. Like a lot of students have cleared the certification. Along with that, the feedback which I have received related to the training has been very good. Like, hi Ashish, the OGT training sessions are more than good and so informative. The training is completely practical. So the training program which I do, it is completely practical and it is interview and job oriented. And my assurance at the end of the training is you will be very good at the end of the training session. You will be able to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate on your own, as well as able to design and provide solution related to Golden Gate on your own. So the training, as I mentioned, is completely practical and it is interview and job oriented. So I'm starting the upcoming Oracle Golden Gate batches. So when you start learning, guys, now another question is, when you start learning, which course you should start with first? So when you start learning Golden Gate, you first learn classic architecture, then move to microservices, and then move to Veridata. Learning classic architecture is mandatory to learn Golden Gate. Learning microservices and Veridata is recommended if you're looking to build your career in Golden Gate, because microservices is future of Oracle Golden Gate. Oracle is pushing its customers to use microservices architecture. So I'm starting the new weekday training batch of Oracle Golden Gate from 8th November 2021. As per IST Indian timing, it will be 9th November. As per EST Eastern timing, it will be 8th November. So 8th November Tuesday as per US timing, and 9th November as per Indian timing Wednesday. It's a weekday batch. So weekday batch is conducted at 8 a.m. IST, Tuesday to Friday. As per EST, it is 9:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. EST. So the duration of classic architecture is 23 to 25 hours. Veridata batch I'll be commencing in December, January. Similarly, microservices weekend batch I'll be commencing in December 2021. So duration of microservices is 11 to 15 hours. Duration of Veridata is 10 to 12 hours. So guys, I conduct these batches alternatively on weekends and weekdays. So right now I'm starting with weekday classic architecture. Once weekday is finished, I'll be starting weekend. So the timing of weekend batches on Saturdays and or Sunday, 6 p.m. IST, 7:30 a.m. EST. It's 3 hours a week. Weekday batch, 9:30 p.m. EST or 8 a.m. IST, 4 to 6 hours a week. Per day, it will be 1 to 1.1, means 60 to 75 minutes for weekday. So the upcoming batch, which is there, it will be 8, means 60 to 75 hours session, Monday to Thursday evening EST hours, and Tuesday to Friday IST hours. So what are the offerings of the course? So guys, I conduct these sessions regularly, as I told. So I conduct this classic architecture almost 6 times a year. Veridata I conduct three times a year. Veridata I conduct, microservices I conduct 3 to 5 times a year. So I conduct these batches regularly. So what are the offerings of the course? So with the course, you have 1 year unlimited retakes. 1 year unlimited retakes means you can join any session with me for next 1 year, any number of times. So that means upon enrolling, does it mean you have to join now only? No, you can join any batch for next 1 year, any number of times. You have unlimited retakes for next 1 year. Then you have access to recorded sessions for lifetime. So all the sessions are recorded and you have lifetime access to those sessions as well. You will receive step-by-step activity guides for the training. You have one-on-one doubt clearing sessions. So any doubts you have 1 year doubt clearing session. You have lifetime job support. So that is one of the best things. So if you're using Golden Gate in your environment and if you have any doubts, any questions, or in your personal machine, you have lifetime on job support. You can discuss with me or issues. Then you have lifetime WhatsApp support. So I have enrolled students WhatsApp group where other students of mine are there. So you'll be part of that WhatsApp group. So with the training, you have lifetime WhatsApp group support as well. And as I told you, the training is practical. So with the training, I'll also be sharing with you the lab setup kit for practice. I'll be sharing with you the pre-cooked virtual boxes, which comes with database software 12C and Golden Gate 19C. So sessions are conducted regularly. All the sessions are practical and training is interview and job oriented. You can join any session any number of times for next 1 year. The sessions are live and interactive, and the session will pave your path towards becoming GG expert. At the end of the session, this is my assurance and guarantee. You will be able to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate on your own, as well as able to provide solution related to Golden Gate on your own to your customer. And if you have any feedback for today's session, please provide your feedback for the session via email. And if you have any questions, you can ask or you can post in chat window. So guys, did you like today's session? I hope you were able to follow. Give me a thumbs up or yes if you like today's session.
I think everyone liked it, Ashish.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I see a lot of good feedback.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Thank you very much, Ankush. So, Ankush, would you like to add anything? So, anyone has any question? First of all, you can ask.
Guys, I guess this is a golden opportunity, right? Or golden
Yeah,
get. So whatever questions you have, anything, okay, technical, non-technical, you can just ask here.
related to training, anything, guys. One thing, let me tell you, the training program which I do, it starts from basics and covers up to advanced level. So when you learn Golden Gate, like I give you in-depth knowledge of Golden Gate. So I start with download and installation. So I showed you the installation today. During the training, I showed you in and out of, like, when you have to design Golden Gate, when you get any request for Golden Gate. So I'll tell you one thing: installation of Golden Gate is easy, but how do you install? What all preparation you have to do? All those things. See, you have to think as an architect point of view, right? So when you are installing Golden Gate, you have to ensure for best performance. You should have CPUs available. You should have how much space you need. How will you calculate all those stuff? We discuss everything during the training. And this course means, one thing which I assure everyone is, like, if you follow the training and follow the, so with the training I'll be sharing with you the step-by-step activity guides as well. Like, those activity guides are like for practice purpose. Like, they will show you how to set up Golden Gate, how to troubleshoot Golden Gate issues, or whatever topics we do. So you will get that. Along with that, with each session I prepare the notes. So you will get those notes. Let me give you a quick overview of notes and activity guides. Just give me 1 minute. What all things I'll be sharing with you. I'll be sharing with you the recap and everything with the training. So regarding the fees and everything, talk to Ankush if you're interested for the training. So Ankush training details, he has already published over chat
Uh,
window.
Ashish, is it possible to copy and paste it into Notepad and share it to the screen
I'll do
for
that.
everyone?
Just give me a minute, Ankush.
Yeah,
Just give me
thanks.
a minute. I'll do that. I'm just sharing my screen. Just give me a minute. So I'll show you the activity guides, kind of activity guides, which has been prepared. Okay. So, oops. Okay, one question is, should only experienced person should learn GG? Guys, I'll tell you one thing. That is very good question which has been raised. Until like not 4 years back, I hope you can see my screen now. This is the mobile number of Ankush. Contact him. His mobile number is +91 9960 262 955. So talk to him over WhatsApp or call him. Okay.
Ashish, can you please zoom it a little bit? Not zoom, or like just increase the font.
Okay. Now, until 3 to 4 years back, what was happening is, like, organizations were looking for people with DBA having Golden Gate knowledge. But now that scenario have changed, because see, Golden Gate itself is such a big technology. It offers a lot of new things to organizations. Organizations are looking for people. They are hiring specifically Golden Gate administrators. Now, in almost 70% of organization, work of DBA and Golden Gate administrators are segregated. So if you are Golden Gate administrator, it's not mandatory for you to have DBA. It's always good to have multiple knowledges. I won't deny that. But yeah, if you are looking to learn Golden Gate directly, it will be a big boost. And also, like, average DBA salary in North America is like $80,000. However, of Golden Gate, average salary of Golden Gate administrator is $125,000 a year. So there is huge difference with when you have Golden Gate knowledge. Okay, so let me show you I prepare the notes with each session. So whatever we discuss, so with each session you will receive the recap, what we discuss. Also, we discuss about post session assignments as well, like what you should be doing after each session. So basically, it I name it as a 30-day learning Oracle Golden Gate challenge. So with each session, you will be provided a task and challenges to perform, which will take your learning to the next level. You will be provided with the notes and everything. Along with that, you will also receive the activity guides, as I told. So activity guides are module wise. Like, say for example, you want to download and install Golden Gate. So for download and installation of Oracle Golden Gate, I have prepared the activity guide. It's a step-by-step activity guides with screenshot. You can see, you can download, you can follow this to download your Golden Gate environment. So any question from anyone? So if you are interested to join the upcoming Golden Gate training batch, contact this WhatsApp. Also, you can reach out to him via email. Ankush, what is your email ID?
Yes, Ankush.Thavali. I think I have pasted in chat also. You can just copy. Yeah, ankush.thaval. Yes, correct. Gmail.
Ankush.thavali@gmail.com. So you can
Gmail.com.
either reach out on mobile number, which is 9960 It's the India number. So same is available on WhatsApp. Also, you can reach out to Ankush via email at ankush.thavali@gmail.com. So guys, as per IST timing, Indian timing, we are starting from Wednesday. Okay. Okay. So guys, we are starting from Wednesday, 10th November as per IST. Okay, I think I did some calculation mistake in while doing the date calculation. Sorry for that. Okay, so as per India timing, batch is starting from Wednesday, 10th November, and as per IST timing, it is starting from 9th November. EST timing, sorry. So as per EST timing, it is 9th November, and as per IST timing, it is starting from 10th November. Okay. Okay. So Ankush, do you have anything? Otherwise, if no more questions are there, I think we can.
I think Ashish, we are good. Like you are the best trainer for Golden Gate that I can say, and people need to trust you as well as for me because we are here with this market from so many years.
Yeah,
So obviously,
absolutely, guys.
people will say.
Guys, one thing I assure is, like, I'll tell you one thing. Like, this Golden Gate is booming technology right now, and it is mandatory to learn right now. So you should definitely learn. Like, I'll tell you, there are few ways to learn. Either you can learn on your own, which is another good way. I'll tell you my personal experience. Like, learning different technologies myself. Like, I started to learn the Golden Gate. I learn on my own, but I'll tell you about Rack. So for Golden Gate, I started in 2009 when Oracle overtook it, and since then I'm into Golden Gate. Now Rack, what I did was I started to learn it on my own. Now there are so many things. Like, when I started to learn on my own, I had bits and pieces of knowledge. I didn't start with basics. Then I took training. It was investment basically. And trust me, I'm so good at Rack now. I'm very good at Rack now. Means I have taken a few train. I used to take trainings on Rack until 2015. Now I'm not taking any more. I'm only taking trainings on Golden Gate. So I just want to tell you, like, when you learn things on your own, you have bits and pieces of you can definitely learn. But when you take trainings, it starts from basics. And like when we start learning English, we first learn ABC, and then we move to next steps like forming the words, then forming the sentence, etc. But if we directly start the sentence, you won't be like basics won't be clear, right? So that's what in every technology. So when you take training, your basics get formed. Now another thing is like how good is the trainer. So follow the feedbacks, trust, and I assure you will be very good. This is my assurance. Okay. Okay. So I think Ankush, I'm good from my end. Thank you everyone for joining today's session, and
Thank,
contact
thank you
Ankush
so
for
much,
booking
Ashish,
the
also
GooglePay.
for giving a very well trainings to everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, Ankush. So
Yes, Ashish, thank you so much. And I think thanks everyone that everyone have given their valuable time to us. I think it was a good learning for everyone, and most of them it's a good inspiration for everyone to start with the golden gate career, because when we are showing the experience, we need to have a golden gate experience. So that's
correct,
really
correct,
important.
correct.
Okay, I think we can stop here, right, Ashish? And we'll
Yeah, yeah.
connect in the actual sessions now from the
Okay.
time
Sure,
which
sure,
I
sure.
mentioned. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.